Hi, Sean Dore here from Recirc IT. If you give your product to the OEMs, if you give them as a part of a trade back, the likelihood is it will be e-wasted. We looked at one in particular, one large one based out of the Americas, somewhere close to San Francisco, and the publishment data from them is that 88% of what the product that they take back goes into e-waste. So this, what's kind of frustrating, I guess, and this may come across from us and from time to time, is why is that number not significantly more than the 88%? So that's basically telling you that 12% of what they take back is repurposed. So why would they not, if they were really talking about sustainability initiatives within the business, why wouldn't this number be significantly more than it is? Well, what we can tell you and what we do know over the years is that this particular OEM is not a fan of the secondary market. If they give more access to these products back into the marketplace, it detracts from those customers buying brand new product. The other part which is a challenge, which is frustrating, is we don't know what happens with this e-waste. There's no published data there available which tells us about the minerals that they extracted. Was it 100% of all of the minerals that were repurposed? 50%, 60%? There's no published data around that. The other part of the situation which we find quite complex is that the data that's published on their websites about the products that they talk about in terms of what they're doing with packaging, for example. So some of the commitments that they've made is that they've repurposed some of the packaging. But the other part is of the products that they have analysed the energy output of when it's both in manufactured and when it's used are things like phones and UCS. Which is actually some of the smallest products that they make. So another challenging question that springs to mind from that is, why would you look at the energy output and both of use and manufacturing of two of the least selling products that are out there? So all of this is essentially why we talk to our clients that you have to look outside of just the OEMs and some of their statements around aligning with circular economy and sustainability policies. I have a situation right now with one of Australia's large universities, and this particular manufacturer telling them that they can't actually repurpose them. They're still working switches. They could be used by somebody else somewhere else in the world, but they're telling them contractually that they have to e-waste that product, which is really, pretty sad. This particular individual knows exactly how much they paid for these switches maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and doesn't want them to end up in an e-waste situation. But unfortunately, this particular manufacturer has decided to get heavy-handed and enforce legal ramifications on them giving them back to them and not being repurposed. So all of this just reiterates why you have to look outside of just the OEMs when it comes to making decisions around, firstly, the circular economy, and secondly, the products that you are giving back. And we all know that they can give the discounts anyway, and the discounts that they give is really just a kind of a random number. So if you are in the situation where you're looking into the future and what you are going to do with your waste product, please do reach out to us and see if we can come up with a different conversation here around repurposing, and giving you some specifics around what we do with those, whether it's we repurpose them or we repurpose the minerals, so you can start to really achieve some of those outputs and measurements in the sustainability commitments that you have to your board.